basically he told this Jeff guy, you know, basically don't speak on me, you know, move on about your business. Kind of the same thing that these folks all do all over YouTube every day. See what I'm saying? They never asked me permission to do it. They just started doing it, right? And, you know, they know better. They know that they shouldn't be, you know, saying my name, bringing up Batman, saying anything at all if it's not positive and not from a real place. You know what I mean? It at least has to be from a real place. You know? And that basically becomes the new game. You know? And my advice, or the way I see it, I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, I kind of understand. I told
It's game point, right? So give him a jab step, broke his ankles, step back three, nothing but be ready for the next factor.
Welcome to Liberty Falls. You've traveled halfway around the world. Now let's get this finished.
This is Project Janice. Don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this.
small soul in that shoe earlier today, so I can feel how it's helping a little bit, but still not enough. The other foot, they have issues with, doesn't seem like, but it's same thing. It needs a sole in there or something in the shoe in the bottom. But I don't know. Might have to start doubling up on socks or something. I don't know. Like I said, I need donations so I can afford all this stuff. But I did get one new pair right now today, so I'll wear those tonight and probably tomorrow, obviously, if they're brand new. But yeah, gonna have to create a sock fund, kind of sock fund, snack fund. Like I said, you don't want to contribute. It all helps me to do what I do, but that's what I was talking about earlier. But like I said, man, you know, people can say whatever they want. I'm not concerned about.
My physical core is located beneath Clinton Hall. Find your way down to me, quickly.
You're welcome to shut up and help clear the way. Just saying. Ha! Right in the brain case.
Some final preparations remain to activate the Sentinel artifact. Only then can we bring back Nexus from the Doctor's Surgery.
More objectives? I see mission creep is alive and well. Got the hardware. God knows I've got the training. Sam said there were unique elements that could only be harvested here. I'd appreciate a few more fucking details.
Same. I do not want to think she is keeping something from us.
I'm in no mood for your shit today, Box. Cough up the goods. I can get creative. By creative, I mean destructive. Sorry, no group discounts.
Richtofen built a high-tech fortress nearby. I don't know why he bothered with his old house.
That man never so much as took a shit without involving some secret plan. There's a reason this is ground zero for his latest cosmic fuck-up. Can't screw me over any worse than Richtofen.
Richtofen's employees really should have asked what happened to his previous organization.
Hell, they got it worse than we did. So I guess he's upped his game.
Pieces. Batman walking on. The fuck you mean, nigga? The fuck you mean? Shit gonna get out of control up in here. Shit gonna get out of control. This is how motherfuckers go psycho, bitch. Motherfucker. You think we playing around this hood? It's some real gangster shit. The 5-0 got nothing. They don't got no info. Motherfuckers up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll bum out.
You're smack in the heart of the fringe science district. Guessing Richtofen lived there full time. Saved himself the commute.
Maybe, Peck. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's hiding. Either way, I'm finding out.
Shit, I'm gonna sleep, motherfuckers. You niggas.
They've been doing a good job there. I'm job there. There's so much very,
Bonus points.
Throwing Semtex. Weaver's pulling up depth.
Insta-kill.
That's my kidding. The job market is nuts. What's going on right now? Oh, it's so
We've seen a lot of crazy shit. But what I still find hardest to believe is that you let me live.
For once, Peck, we're in agreement. Just don't go picking out friendship bracelets.
costs you less, $20. And it looks like across Canada, there's 330 some odd jobs listed. Some of them I just need to know. That's pretty crazy out there. So I wish you guys that's pretty good.
Fire sale.
I could gift wrap this, but why bother? I fucking hate them.
Listen, the job market is so trash right now for young people that even the CNE says 50% of record working, listen to this, 54,000 online job applicants for the end of the summer period.
Never get a response on Indeed or anything. I don't have a job on people.
No, this surge in applications actually comes as Canada's employment rate sits at one of the highest in recent years, above 14%, and that's according to Statistics Canada. And listen, the frustration is real. Young people at the fair talk about saying they can apply for jobs. Unfortunately, for some of these young people, they were in the
Semtex through. Night, you ugly shrieking fuck.
people are as lucky. So,
are still helpful, especially when it's not. There's not a lot of jobs, especially entry level. I think the way it's slash.
my advice right now is to not apply for jobs so much and start to
unemployment, honestly. Not gonna lie, it's been like one of the best 2 weeks of my life. I no longer wake up too late because I have a job to do, and I'm just like chill and I'm so happy. But I'm not done unemployment, and I hope to like work in tech support. I really want to be an onboarding specialist for software, and my last job was a customer support specialist for software. So that's like really what I want to do. But I know the job market in the States is so bad, and I know, of course, in Canada it's bad too, especially in like a downtown city. Everyone needs a job. I'm hoping not to have to go back to retail because I do have a background in retail. I was an assistant manager for a retail store, so I definitely can go back and fall onto that, but I'm just so used to remote and hybrid now that standing on my feet for 8 hours doesn't sound exactly what I want to do. But I don't know. Tell me if there's like any websites in Canada that are like good for looking at jobs. I've been on Google, LinkedIn. I looked up things like Rogers, Bell, any type of company here. I'd love to work for Wattpad, but you know. But I'm just ranting, and honestly, I have no idea what to do. I don't even know if I'm going to post this, but I'm sitting at my computer, and I'm applying to all these different jobs, and it's just like so disheartening, or whatever you call it, when you click, and it's like, how many people have already applied for this job? And you're like, alright, I feel like I need like a connection, you know, like a lot of people sometimes get jobs based on connection, but I have zero connection in Canada, so I'm just praying I get a job like within a month or something. But yeah, I just wanted to rant to someone because I have no one to rant to about this job issue. So yeah, wish me luck and tell me how long y'all been unemployed if you're unemployed right now. It might make me feel a little better.
Well, she said she enjoyed her 2 weeks of being unemployed, and it's good that she enjoyed it because it's been a lot longer than 2 weeks, especially considering how bad the job market is for young people in Canada.
Everything's got a price. Today's lesson? Survival of the fittest.
Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner.
If you can't keep up, get out of my way. Damn right I deliver.
And I still got 0 replies.
Who's the target?
The job market is actually good. 0 replies for silver jobs. These are minimum-wage jobs obviously in Canada.
I told you to stop calling me, Woods. As long as Mother Russia has her enemies, I will answer her call.
Shoot, move, communicate.
Enough talk. Let's get in the fight, huh?
Adler reporting in. We've got a job to do.
And it's not like I've been sitting at home doing nothing. I've been constantly applying to jobs. I've applied to probably over 1,000 jobs right now. Like, and that's probably lowballing it. And that's not an exaggeration. I'm overqualified for probably half of them because a lot of them were junior positions. Went to job fairs, went in person, tried to cold call people on email, Instagram, anything. People are like, there is jobs out there, but no one is actually getting a job in Canada. Like, at this point, I'm like, am I supposed to be unemployed in the benefits? They don't last that long, guys. And also, being a freelancer is very hard nowadays, too, still. What are we supposed to do as young people in Canada? Please.
But the worst thing, I hope she's still living at home with her parents because the longer you're unemployed, it's hard. Also, hard insurance.
Sam, we have arrived. Let us put the Sentinel artifact to good use.
I tracked your approach, and I'm pleased.
Down below, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm along for that. So you may find Colton Hall remain somewhat insensitive. The director requisited this mention to have what you might call my cycle.
I very much wish to examine your mainframe, Sam. That sounded less cynical than intended.
Nothing like a summer break show. knew it would not be as simple as merely delivering the gusset thing.
Double points.
Gotta tell you, I don't do well with waiting. Tossing Semtex. Gotta tell you, I don't do well with waiting. You know what, bots? You're all right.
Max armor. Turn them to pieces.
Morning to all your viewers.
Yeah, thank you. And Rudy says good morning as well. He's asleep. But anyway, Clive, I want to start with something I noticed on a chart of the Dow Gold ratio, and it's something that it's quite rare, and it's happening now. And the last time it happened was in 2007, in September 2007, and in 7 months' time, gold went up like just over 50%, from around 650 to just above 1,000. And of course, you remember well, September 2007, during that time, the stock market topped, and the great financial crisis like kicked off. So I was just looking at the Dow Gold ratio because I've been following the price action in the last few months, because as you see here, we dropped quite a bit in April, and then we rebounded, and we've had a consolidation and a rising wedge, and I was waiting for this to break below the rising wedge, and it has, which is very bearish. So that this means that I expect gold to outperform the stock market in terms of the Dow. It could be gold going, excuse me, it could be gold going up faster than the Dow, or a combination of also the Dow going down and gold going up. And then I looked going back, because this is the monthly chart, and I saw we had the same kind of, let's say, formation back in 2007. And this is what I mean here. In September, that we broke out of that rising wedge, and it was good night Vienna, so to speak. And this is like where we bottomed here in March. We went from around 20 to around 11 and a half. And yes, gold went from around 650, 700 to just above 1,000. Yes, it did continue that ratio to go down eventually in 2011 to like around 6. And Clive, if you look here prior to this, there's like a top of the Dow Gold ratio in the late century and early 2000s. A little bit like now, we've seen kind of a rounding top. So am I saying we're going to have a new crisis? Could this be pointing to a new crisis? It's possible. Nothing, like you know, Clive, is certain in life or financial markets. But one thing that I think it's pointing to is gold will do very well. And I calculated if we go up 50% from here, we'll be up around 5,300 by March. And Goldman Sachs has come out, I think yesterday, saying that they see gold going to 5,000 if Trump, challenges the Fed more. So I want to have your take on that. I know you don't look too much into technicals, but that would be interesting to start with.
Well, I do find the charts always quite complicated to understand, but they can be, if you already have a view on a share or a metal, it can be confirmation to what you're studying. So in this case, what you've got is a confirmation of your already held view. So I think that's, reassuring. And if gold does do what you said, which I think it will, I mean, maybe not as fast as that, but if it does, we're going to get to a much higher price. I think you said 50%, something like that, added will take us to $5,300. And by March, that would be incredible, wouldn't it, if we get to $5,000? But I think what's going on here, in terms of gold, I think there's a growing worry about the dollars people are holding. People are saying, I'm holding the dollars, and in the past, dollars were a sure thing. It was steady. You could trust it. It was still going to be there tomorrow. Everything was going to be the same. But I think people are getting to the point where they're saying, you know what? I honestly don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. There could be something coming out of the White House, completely unexpected and crazy. And we've had a lot of crazy stuff since January. And people are starting to say, well, do I want to be in something where I can't have a certainty that everything's going to be the same tomorrow? And I think they're looking for alternatives. They say, well, nothing's going to happen to gold. It will still be there tomorrow, whatever happens.
I agree. Aside from the uncertainty coming from the administration, I think people are starting to realize that the dollar is just like any other fiat currency, and it's losing value, and that over the long term, it doesn't hold its value. So there's only one thing that is big enough and liquid enough and has a track record of doing so over the long term, and that's gold. Clive, and talking about the Fed,
some people might have seen these mugs. It's like an end-of-Fed mug, and it's got Rudy here. And on the back it says, this Federal Reserve Act establishes the most gigantic trust on earth. When President Wilson signs this bill, the invisible government of the monetary power will be legalized. The worst legislative crime of the ages is perpetrated by this banking and currency bill. And that was Congressman Charles Lindbergh Sr. That's supposed to be him here. He was the father of the aviator, Charles Lindbergh. He was the first man to fly solo from New York to Paris. I think it was 1927. So he was a lot more famous than his dad. But I think his dad is quickly becoming famous. And the reason I'm talking about this is because some of you might not know, but we do have a merchandise store where you can get all these kinds of mugs and visors, hats, t-shirts, and even cushions, bottles. So if you're interested and you want to give a friend something like this, check out the Rudy collection in the merchandise store. I'm gonna try to think, Clive, of doing other things like because it's a good educational thing, isn't it? Maybe something like the money is the most marketable commodity, or things like that. So anyway,
you want things that people would like to show their friends, whatever that will be.
Yeah. Clive, talking about holding something that keeps its value. I saw a story, and I think I'd heard this before, but it just caught my attention because the FT reported it like top headline. Stablecoin group Tether holds talks to invest in gold miners. Boss of crypto company that posted first half profits of 5.7 billion has called the precious metal natural Bitcoin. So I was reading the article, and he says he likes to look at, he says people say that Bitcoin is the digital gold. He likes to look at it the other way, that gold is the natural Bitcoin. But whatever, I thought that was really interesting. And I'm not surprised that the digital crypto or altcoin world is getting in bed, so to speak, with gold, especially the fact that gold is very stable, even though people think it's volatile, but it's not. The other thing gold has done, Clive, since Nixon closed the gold window, is that all fiat currencies have gone down over 90% versus gold. So it seems to be a good place to park your funds. Go ahead.
Tether's making over $5 billion a year in profit, and it's got to do something with that surplus profit. And I think for the most part it's buying treasuries with the surplus profit. But I think in a way Tether would probably like to buy gold, because they're into that tangible asset in a certain sense, i.e. Bitcoin in their eyes. And I think they'd like to diversify to gold. They probably don't quite dare do that. But going into gold miners is kind of more acceptable. Of course, they've got a lot more upside. If the gold price does go down, they only have to buy a small amount of gold. If the gold price goes up, they only have to buy a small amount of gold miners to get the same capital gain that they would get by buying a large amount of gold. So I think that's the strategy, to try and get exposure to gold through the back door. But I
have to correct you. It's a good correction. It says here, Tether has already amassed a significant position.
Oh, wow.
With $8.7 billion in gold bars in the Zurich vault, according to financial statements, which it uses as collateral for its stablecoin. So there you go. It's kind of by gold, Tether. The one thing about Tether that I will have to be honest with you, Clive, and the viewers, is that I have a problem with them because they've maybe that's changed, but they've never really done an independent audit. So it would be good if they did. I would be more comfortable with it. But that's very encouraging that they're buying big gold bars, in my opinion.
I'm just wondering about that, because did they pass a law very recently in the United States saying that stablecoin companies had to have a regular audit? I don't remember.
Yeah, but they're not U.S. based, Tether.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I think they're Bahamas based. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I know they've got a statement from auditors published every month, which certifies their holdings, but it's not an audit statement. It's not an audit of the company.
Yeah, that's right.
It's an audit of their holdings, which is not quite the same thing.
Yeah, and then there's a tweet here or a post from Vince Lancy. I've interviewed Vince on the channel a couple of times. If you want to follow him on X, it's at Soren the K VBL's Ghost, and it's kind of the same topic as gold and Tether, but this is more to do with El Salvador. And he says, Vince, I'm telling you guys, China and the U.S. are working together to slowly deconstruct the global marketplace and create a bifurcated world. This is a complete controlled takedown, and El Salvador is the proof. They're friends with the U.S. and they're friends with China. The world's going gold and Bitcoin, or gold and crypto or stable coins, I would say, because it looks like El Salvador has bought gold as well, 50 million worth of gold. They've been buying Bitcoin, of course.
It's amazing. So, yeah, I think the whole world is going to go in a different direction. I think it's going to be de-dollarization in every sense. It won't be overnight, but it's going to take time. But I think countries around the world